Welcome to the Creative and Ambitious Entrepreneur Podcast.
My name is Jen Clark.
And I'm Elke Clark. We are a mother-daughter team who started our Zazzle e-commerce businesses over 10 years ago and have sold over $15 million worth and counting of products on Zazzle with our designs on them.
We had so many people asking us how we did this, so we created the Profit by Design Academy, a 12-month coaching program where you will implement the 5 strategies we have used for success on Zazzle.
When we aren't coaching our amazing clients to reach millions in sales on Zazzle, we love cooking food from places all over the world that we've traveled to, jet-setting to our next dream destination, spending quality time with our close friends and family, or having fun creating our next bestsellers in our own Zazzle businesses.
In this podcast, we share actionable steps you can take to make money in your online business using Zazzle. Each episode will take you one step closer to creating that perfect business, which will give you the freedom to live your dream life.
We believe that you can have anything you dream of as long as you work smarter, not harder. We're here to give you the tools you need to make your dream life happen. So let's get started. Well, hey there, it's Elke.
And Jen, and welcome to another episode of the Creative and Ambitious Entrepreneur Podcast. And today we are talking about what sells on Zazzle.
One of my favorite topics, and everybody else's probably as well, because that's always the big unknown question, is what can you sell on Zazzle to make the money or earn the money that you want to make? And we are here to discuss the details. So let's get started.
So the first point that we want to cover is what is Zazzle and how do you make money with Zazzle? Zazzle is a print-on-demand platform, and we have used that to make money online passively. And so for the past 14 years, Elke and I have been selling products online. And so you as a designer, you can open up a store and start selling products. And then when you sell a product to a customer, you earn a royalty. And if you don't know what print on demand means, it means that you are able to create products in the digital space. And then once the product is actually purchased by the customer, that is when the product is physically made by Zazzle, the distributor, and then they ship it out to the customer. So it's very eco-friendly. And then also, you don't have a whole bunch of inventory in your store that you need to sell before it actually is shipped out to the customer. So it is just one of the wonderful platforms that we've come across and that we have been working on, as I said, for the last 14 years, because it's just amazing in terms of everything that they do for the customer and also the designer. And then so in terms of making money, you are able to make money when you sell products and you earn a royalty and or a referral if you promote your products externally.
Yes. And the thing that is always the stumbling block for people, because it's easy to open up a free store and an account, and then there's sort of this blank screen in front of you. You go like, how do I sell products on the Zazzle marketplace? And so today's topic is going to help you focus in and give you insight and understanding of how you can even not only learn from the things that we're going to talk about here, but also to make those decisions on your own. Okay, so as Jen mentioned, the two of us have now sold so many products on the Zazzle marketplace that we've made over $1.5 million combined. And the clients that we have, because we started teaching around 2017, and we still have our Zazzle stores and we're still making money, but we thought that we could help others become as successful as we were on the Zazzle marketplace. And we're so pleased and excited to let you know that we have helped our clients make over $3 million in earnings over the last 4 years, I guess now. And that's because they've been part of our Profit by Design Academy and then our 7-figure seller mastermind. And so if you're interested in those things, let us know, because here we're just going to give you a generalization, but ultimately, once you know this information, how do you do it? How do you put it into place? And that's where our training comes in, because it doesn't happen overnight and it takes a while to put all the things in place that allow you to be successful at making money on the Zazzle marketplace, not just a couple of dollars here and there. Okay. Mm-hmm. And we're talking like 6 or 7 figures in terms of sales. So, and that's what we're doing here. We're going to help you learn what it is that sells on Zazzle. Okay. So I'm going to break it down into 2 types. First of all, there's the product types. What product types do you need to sell to be effectively making money on the Zazzle platform? And then the niches or niches, as some people in the United States say, but we're Canadians, so we say niche, and I can't get over saying niche. So it's going to be niche for the whole episode. And so by breaking it into those two pieces, let's have a conversation about that. And we're going to talk a little bit about each of those and how you have to marry those together. Then, depending on what niche you are in, the product types will change. And whatever product types you have, the niche will obviously change. So they're interconnected, but you have to break them down first so that you know what products to put into your store, as Jen said, to pick the blanks so to add your designs to. And then the second piece is the niche that you're serving, which is super, super important because first of all, you have to know what kind of customer comes to Zazzle and why they come to Zazzle, i.e. what niche they come for. And then secondly, know the niche well enough that, because if you don't know the niche well enough, you won't know how to design for that niche. And because of that, you can even be taking this information right now and not actually make any money, right? And obviously we can't make any income claim statements. You can't say, well, Elke told me to make like this, and all of a sudden I'm not making money. That's not something that we want to convey here as a communication. We want you to take ownership and responsibility, and we need you to just hear what the examples are, and then you go do the work, you do the research, make sure that you're truly serving your customer, because that's actually what we do on Zazzle. Zazzle is a marketplace for clients, customers to come to buy things. And it's not for us to get, things sold. It's for the customer to get served. And because you're doing that, then you're able to start making the money and the selling rather, because you can have products up there that fit all of these categories and things that we're going to talk about. But if they're not meeting the needs of the customer, then it's obviously not going to work anyway. Okay.
I just wanted to pop in really quickly and say you spoke about niche, and you did mention the Profit by Design Academy and the seven-figure seller mastermind. But if you are just first starting out and you have no idea what those two are, we do have a free downloadable, which is called the Nail Your Niche. And if you're interested in learning more about how you can pick a niche and nail it as well and get the perfect niche for you and your Zazzle business, then we'll add that link into the description of this video so that you can get that for free.
I'm putting it right down here so I don't forget to say add the link. Yeah, so good. Okay, so let's get started with the products, and then we'll go into niches in a minute. So the products, I'm going to break those down into the expected products and the unexpected products, because most people coming from other print-on-demand companies, which is what Zazzle is, they just want to get into the Zazzle space too, and just, what if it's working on another print-on-demand, why not try it on Zazzle, which makes total sense. So those things that are expected are things like t-shirts and mugs and cell phone cases, and what else did I write in here? Stickers, stationery, that kind of thing. Just the obvious that you see on most platforms, mainly clothing, right? And something maybe with cell phone cases. That's what one expects, and those are definitely key products that do sell on the Zazzle marketplace. So you should definitely have at least an assortment of those in your inventory of the things you're trying to sell through your Zazzle store. Now, personally, I actually make a lot of money, and I don't have t-shirts, I don't have mugs, I do have cell phone case covers, I do have stationery and stickers, and I have a whole bunch more of the things we're going to talk about that are the normal. What about you?
Yeah, I don't have any of those, except I do have some things here and there, but I don't sell them. In terms of mugs and cell phone cases, I sell more stationery. That's my thing. But a lot of people also think that they need to sell wedding invitations or stationery to be successful on Zazzle. And I think Elke is definitely a testament to that, that does not need to be the case.
Yeah, no, my wedding, I try, but Jen's really good at wedding invitations. I don't do so well. Like, I've had a couple, but it's not working for me as much as all the other evergreen products that Zazzle has to offer. There's actually over, I think, 4,500 variations and combinations of products that Zazzle has, and I take full advantage of those. Why not? They're there for you to take advantage of as well. Okay, so how about the unexpected? So there I've got on my list cornhole sets, luggage, edibles, which I love because I do well in those.
Edibles being cookies.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah. So like frosting covered Oreos, or they did have cake pops at one time. It comes up back and forth, but the cookies are definitely an edible that you can print on. Very fun to do. And air fresheners and badges like for employees. So those are some cool unexpected things that Zazzle carries that you can use and make your own designs on
Mhm.
and sell on the Zazzle marketplace. Do
Mhm.
you have any unexpected that I didn't put on my list?
Just in terms of also like versions and variations of things like a magnet save the date, or there's lots of really cool home decor like lampshades and pillows and duvet covers, things like that. That, not that when you think print on demand, a lot of people just right away assume, oh, stickers, t shirts, and mugs. Which is definitely what sells on a lot of these print on demand platforms, but Zazzle offers a wide range of other products, and it was initially just more or less those types of things, so stationery, mugs, t-shirts, etc. But then Zazzle realized that obviously the customer clientele demands more. And, when we get into a certain age of shopping online, a lot of people want more things than just t-shirts, mugs, and stickers. And so Zazzle has now come into a whole realm of wonderful products that are available for you that aren't always just your normal print on demand, quote unquote, typical type of product.
Mhm. Yeah, and don't forget when you're saying when the products types that you're using, if you have things in your store already and the design isn't selling on the product that you have, maybe try a different product. It may change how that design starts to sell.
Mhm.
Have you heard about the Profit by Design Academy yet?
Are you looking for the perfect online business or side hustle that gives you monthly cash flow so you can live your dream life?
Are you a new or current Zazzle creator who is struggling to figure out how to make Zazzle work for you, worried that you're wasting your time and using the throw spaghetti against the wall to see if it sticks trick method, and unsure about how you can start and scale your Zazzle business?
Then the Profit by Design Academy is a perfect solution for you. You will feel confident, supported, and clear on how you will create a financial abundance side hustle using the Zazzle marketplace.
Imagine having access to the exact 5 strategies that we've used to build our Zazzle business and scale it, which we have sold over $15 million worth of Zazzle products so far with that method.
And that's not just us. We've helped our coaching clients in the Profit by Design Academy sell over $30 million worth of Zazzle products combined.
We invite you to join this incredible coaching experience where you receive the proven roadmap and hands-on support to accelerate your Zazzle business and make your dream of achieving passive income a reality.
Head on over to the show notes to grab the link and we will see you on the inside, or go to elkeclark.com/start-and-scale.
Now let's get back to the show.
Okay, so next is the niches, and popular niches on Zazzle. I want to again break it down into 2. The usual niches that are pretty obvious, because if you're in the e-commerce space, you basically know what's going on. But then niche it down, and when you niche it down, you actually start to earn more. And I'm going to give you some examples of that. But the usual niches are, as we kind of alluded to, the product types match that, is anything to do with occasions, including weddings. And then clothing, which again, obviously that's what people are searching for initially, but that niche can be clothing, or the niche could be whatever the niche is and use clothing in that niche, like t-shirts. But it's actually, there's so many things that Zazzle has other than t-shirts. And so again, that's where you're niching down. So I put it in kind of both places, because you can niche down and you can like sell very unique print all over items. Whereas that doesn't happen in some other print-on-demand companies. Rather than just saying, oh, I'm just going to put it on t-shirts, see if it sells, you can actually try some other types of clothing. And that in itself might be the way that you end up getting into a niche, because it's clothing or like product-based niches rather than usage-based niches.
Mhm.
Okay. And then some other usual niches are, like, as Jen said, business, home decor, sports, things like that, where you're just serving, like, just even if you just go through a department store, they have all those departments. And if they have them, Zazzle has them too. And then ultimately at some point there are going to be customers that come into each of these departments. I call them almost like, instead of being a niche, it's a department in the store. Like, you're running a general store of whatever that is unique to whatever you bring to the table, like your designs, your type of niche design style, or you're something very specific that you're even bringing to the table in terms of what you've already created on your own, and then you're trying to do merchandise for those things. We'll get into that in a minute. So all of those types of things can be together using the very general departments of a typical store. So it's kind of Disney starting with a movie, but then going into games or going into invitations or going into home decor. So you're doing the same. You've got a really great asset, which is your design, just like Disney had their film and their characters and all that stuff, and you're doing the same. So think big and understand the process of merchandising, and then you'll understand how you can create your store. And that's how you decide on your niches. Okay, now the niche down is a really cool aspect that people may not right away understand, especially they may not go to it because they realize that, or they think inadvertently, incorrectly even, that when you niche down, you're going to lose your customer base. However, when you niche down, you actually get more and more in tune with your customer, and therefore you can actually sell to them more effectively than you could to a big, broad audience. And then secondly, you may have something that they really want, and then that will create the wildfire to continue to make it more and more popular, so that in the end, you're actually going to create your own niche and sell it like crazy. And one of the things that we have noticed over the last 4 years of training and teaching people is we have many, many of those students and clients that are niche down type of artists or creators. That's what they've been stuck on, right? They have been stuck trying to do that to make money with their very unique, interesting artwork or style or photography or art cartoons or interests and hobbies. That, like, we have one lady who loved fly fishing and she was a watercolorist. So she did everything with watercolor and fly fishing. That's a very niched down niche because it brings in together the sport fly fishing and also the, artistic skill of the watercolor. And you would think that there wouldn't be a market on Zazzle, but it was just a matter of her learning how to do the 5 strategies and really niche down and use the skills or the assets that she had in a more effective way. And she was starting to do much, much better. And yeah, she's doing really well. And so who else can we talk about here? We have a lot of people who have cartoons and again, struggling for years. But ultimately, when they implemented the 5 strategies, which we teach in the Profit by Design Academy, they also, and this is our signature course, the one that you should start with as a beginner. And it's the 5 strategies that helped Jen and I become have such great earnings on the marketplace. And it's just a matter of making sure that you treat your assets as a business, right? You're not just hoping because it's your hobby that someone else will like it. You just have to position it properly. You have to market it properly. And because of that, then all of a sudden you start to make sales. So some of the other niches that are things where artists and photographers have their own following. And then instead of just hoping that people will recognize them on the Zazzle marketplace, the strategy could be different in saying that, first of all, they can bring their clientele to the Zazzle store that they set up so they can do their merch fulfillment, or then they have to have a bit different strategy when they come to the Zazzle marketplace because they're an unknown, but the customer might still like a, pink and purple abstract painting. And so they don't maybe know you as a customer or as an artist, but the customer still loves the painting and then they get to know you as an artist. So it's really just not, the niche can be even niche down. And then you just apply the business principles. The last thing I want to go into is actually there's 2. There's one where someone was just having fun and created all these memes along with a picture of their cat. And if you haven't already tuned into that or understand that, Grumpy Cat became a sensation. And I know that they were probably elsewhere, but they really made a lot of money on the Zazzle platform. And that is super, super important to understand that you can actually create a niched down brand and make it popular to the point where you can have it licensed out and sold, I think. I don't know. If you look it up, Grumpy Cat, we're also going to link to a podcast where give you more details about their net worth and so on. And that just all started with pictures with fun memes on it on the Zazzle marketplace. So don't be afraid to have your unique style and niche come through because you can create your own demand if you need to. And the last one is someone called the Bloggess. This is Jenny Lawson. You may have read one of her books, but she started out as a blogger and she still has a very popular blog. And she talks about depression and now her journey through that. And so she really resonated with a lot of audience members in her blog. And then she started a Zazzle store, and some of the crazy, like silly pictures, like a chicken, a metallic chicken, and a raccoon just, displayed on like as if they just hit a windshield, became such funny stories. And she had those pictures in her story on her blog. And then she added the picture to a mug, or she added a picture to even that's another unexpected product. It's like a stand-up statue, a carved cutout statue that you can make as a product to your store. And she did that with the chicken, and she started selling this chicken statue for like, it was one of the top bestsellers all time on Zazzle for years. And it was just because people resonated with that story that she wrote on the blog. So don't forget that Zazzle can be multifunctional, multi-use, and you can even create your own bestseller by creating demand. So I'm going to link the episodes that we talked about her as well, so that you can go and watch and listen to those. And then you'll be all informed and you'll realize, wow, there's so much potential. And here I was all worried that there was a lack of abundance on the Zazzle marketplace. So thank you so much for listening and watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.
See you. Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to the Creative and Ambitious Entrepreneur Podcast with us, Jen and Elke Clark.
We hope this episode has given you actionable steps to building your online business that gives you the monthly cash flow you want while working less and living more.
If you've enjoyed this episode, please take a minute to subscribe, rate, and review the podcast. Each review helps us reach more entrepreneurs like you working to create a profitable e-commerce online business.
Follow us on Instagram at Ms. Jen Clark and at Elke Clark, and DM us with your biggest takeaway from today's episode. See you back here next week.